Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Intrepid Racing League. I am your host and commentator, Shiesty 951, and here we are in the beautiful circuit, the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, here for the fourth to last race in season 6 of our season as we wait for the DLC to come out too. Very excited to see all of these drivers out here racing today in Abu Dhabi. I'm glad to be back in the press box once again too, so very, very excited about that. We'll wait for drivers to pick their tire balances here shortly, and here we go. But here's our mini-map telemetry for everybody here today. We have 9 people. Both Mercedes drivers are here. Felix from the Haas team, Formula Phantom Blitz, Air Nick, Deathwing 2, a reserve driver for the Aston Martin car, and then 2 lots of fan favorites too, Forrestal and Mersaki and Fate 2 are some fan favorites, as I see Phantom looks to be coming out of the pits here. The McLaren garage looks to be rocking that beautiful chrome livery too, as we see him come out of the pits here. Beautiful chrome livery McLaren too. Oh, one of my favorite liveries in the game too, and just beautiful. Love seeing that. Oh, the beautiful chrome there from Silverstone Race too, rocking the number 45 here tonight in Abu Dhabi. HP, welcome to chat, my friend. Very excited for this wonderful race tonight. Wasn't able to race in Tier 4 this weekend. Oh, Phantom going very wide there. Interesting on this outlap too. Maybe missed his braking point too. As we see Deathwing 2 come out of the pits. I see a Mercedes driver out of the pits too. That'll be Ben Arnold, and I believe that's the Red Bull of Mersaki, and it indeed is. There you see Deathwing in the background there of Formula. A Phantom here moving forward. But we'll see. Wonderful. I just got news that my Carolina Hurricanes sweep in the playoffs, in NHL playoffs, so very excited about that. So lots of drivers getting out on track. 2 Forrestal out on track for Tier 2 for this qualifying session in the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Here, a wonderful track, iconic track, I feel. I think everybody... Probably one of the most iconic races of all of Formula One. Abu Dhabi 2021. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody about what exactly happened to where, in my humble opinion, Lewis should have won his 8th championship. But that doesn't matter now. What matters here is some great racing and some great quality laps. We'll stay along board with Phantom here, as he will be the first one to set a time here in Abu Dhabi. Coming into turn 1, wide or left-hander turn. Oh, able to stay on the curb and keep his tires in the racing line. Hugging that curb there. Heading into the first heavy braking zone here. Second time of a 17.3259. A Ferrari. Right behind him, 2 Blitz. 2, who I believe is the championship leader, too. I send them both an invite. I know for a fact I have. Let's look in quickly. Okay, there's Sub-Zero. Who else was it? See if I can find him. Sorry to pause the wonderful action here in Abu Dhabi, trying to get drivers in the lobby here too. I do not see Scene yet. I know I added him back. There's Sub-Zero there too. Formula Phantom will set a provisional pole time of a 1:22.933. Here comes Ben Arnold across the track. Air Nixon, he's in. Well, Ben Arnold with a 1:22.576. As you see a Ferrari coming across the track, and then Mersaki looks to be coming across track too, finishing his time with a 1:22.964 to the Aston Martin of Red Wing. Here too, setting a provisional time of 1:24.487. Borstel here too, coming across the final corner too, setting a time. Slots himself behind his teammate with a 122.814 to Fate IC2. And around, according to the thing he said, fast purple sector too. I did add scene. Lewis there in chat. I know that, so, but he's not popping on my friends list yet, so I don't know about that. Here we'll finish. Here comes Fate coming across, wanting to get Air Nick. Okay, he's back. There we go. Two with a 122.768, splitting the two Mercedes drivers. We'll go to Felix is on a outlap. The McLaren caution sector 3. The McLaren of here comes Blitz though. Come across the line, trying to set his provisional pole trying to set his first qualifying time. Slots himself into a 123.323. Then Mercedes decides to head into the pits. A Mercedes right behind him. Not Forrestal. Looks to be Ben Arnold also too heading into the pits. Felix though on a outlap or a fast lap, I should say. Who looks to be rocking the beautiful, yes, the beautiful Japanese livery there of the Haas car. Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful livery. Ooh, goes a little wide there too, but able to maintain it on track here, not to invalidate his lap as we go into the second DRS zone. Here too, into the third heavy braking zone in this track. Long right-hander in the fourth gear. Here too, heading into the technical portion of Sector 3 here at Abu Dhabi. Here too, very, very challenging section, I know, at least for me, to maintain fast pacing here while not trying to lose your tires based off of your grip. Here, active on the battery. Here at the tail end, wanting to get a time on the board. Where will he finish, Felix? He will have a time of 1:27.540. His teammate Sub-Zero also rocking the beautiful Japan livery here in Abu Dhabi. According to the game, sets a purple sector 1, but Toasty has told me that usually is not the case. The game does lie, in fact, sometimes, so, because I do not know, in particular. But here we go on the first DRS straight. Teammate right behind him there too. Sub-Zero, not on the battery. Heads into the braking zone. Gets through the chicane pretty cleanly. Not trying to hit any bumps on the accelerator there too. And the throttle battery flat out here. DRS wing open. Heading into the second braking zone. Doesn't set an in-game purple sector with a 53.3. In terms of his Sector 3 time, goes a little wide there, looked like wider than I probably would have. McLaren getting out of the way. Phantom into the technical portion is Sub-Zero, the Haas driver. Here. Who is this Twitch TV guy that just came into the lobby? Who is that? If that's a random, I'm going to be very, very mad. Sub-Zero, though, in here too. Does anybody know who that was? There's a Twitch TV guy that came in. I know I set the lobby settings to, I know for a fact it's invite only. So I know I only invited this. I don't know who is that Scene? Okay, if that's the right, is that Scene? Can someone from chat, Lewis, can someone confirm that for me if that's Scene, just for my sake? Real quickly. Ooh, Sub-Zero goes very wide. There, I see a Mercedes coming through. Forrestal on the outlap caution sector 2. Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to get that confirmation. Thank you, Lewis. Appreciate it. Glad we got everybody back in here now. Let's see. I see a Haas. I think that's also Sub-Zero. Yeah, that is Sub-Zero. I see a Red Bull. That might be Mercedes. Yes, that is Mercedes. Setting another qualifying lap time. Here into the technical portions of Sector 3. Here is Mersaky. Ooh, going a little wide there than I probably would have. We'll go into the TV5 section as he finishes this lap. Wanting to make a statement here today, sitting in P5 right now. Comes across the line, slots himself into P2 with a 1:22.674. Aaron Nick decides to enter the pits. There's a Mercedes following right behind. Ben Arnold improves on his time with a 1:22.562. Phantom looks to be coming across the line to start his fast lap. Fate as well too right behind him. I see a Ferrari. Looks to be Blitz coming around the corner too. Forrestal also might be on a fast lap. He indeed is finishing up one here. The Mercedes driver here. New Williams TP as well taking over my position, as I will be moving to Mercedes to take over Estan's position as team principal to starting in Season 7. So good luck to my man Forrestal as he plans to take on Williams. Has a pretty good lineup so far. Slots and is able to prove by 44 thousandths of a second a Red Bull 2 behind him probably is seen. Yes, it is indeed seen. We'll quickly go to him. Here's he starts his first fast lap here. We'll go to a broadcast view of him. This is my first time seeing this driver here in Tier 2, so this will be very interesting to see as well from him and see what he can do to improve and show. Sorry about that. Had to quickly unplug my headsets here too quickly. Goes into the braking zone. Hard screeching I heard from those brakes there too. Ooh, it gets an exit there out into the secondary zone. Fade with a provisional pole time of a 1:22.494. These Red Bull drivers, Fate and Mersaky, are not here to play games, folks. They are here and in it to win it today. So they are showing up. The Mercedes team seems to be the only one that is stopping them today. But today, Mersaky has a teammate. So will we see him try? Will we see Scene try? Oh, and he invalidates his lap. Unfortunate for the Red Bull driver too, who would have set a time of a 1:22.983, good for P7 at least. But very, very unfortunate. Gets out of the way for the Haas drivers too of Sub-Zero or Blitz maybe. Let's go to, that is Felix. Felix is down 2 tenths right now as he comes across. Aaron Nick is on an out lap. It looks like Fate to probably on a cool down lap to the Ferrari. A Blitz ahead of him. Looks to be on a fast lap, maybe not. Maybe he's on a cool down lap. Yeah, definitely on a cool down lap too. So we'll follow. That's Sub-Zero. Felix up ahead of his teammate there too, trying to maybe hopefully get his teammate a slipstream starting into the. Oh my goodness, he's down by a lot. 1.53. That would get him close. That'll get him to P7 at least, bare minimum. So, but he needs to get to the 122s. Can he get there in the 122s? He needs at least He needs at least 1.6 seconds, 1.7 seconds, in order to hopefully get himself slotted up in the top 6. Here he comes across the line. Lost a lot of time, but does improve with 1.268. Sub-Zero with a 1:24.321. As well, too, very satisfying time, low-key, 1:24.321, as Darth Deathwings is behind, splits the 2 Haas drivers right now currently on the grid. Air Nick, too, getting in his time to kick Sauber. Here, wanting to make some noise for the Sauber team this season. Here he comes through the final corners. All of his deployment has been used. Where will he find himself? Finds himself in P9 as he crosses the line. We just find the Mercedes of Ben Arnold out on a fast lap. The McLaren of Phantom 2Z there coming in a Red Bull of Meraki, right behind the two Haas drivers. We'll go follow along with Ben Arnold as he is down too on his time by 0.05 of a second too. So we'll see if he can improve and overtake Fate in terms of being on pole position with less than 3.5 minutes left remaining in this qualifying session here too. So we'll see beautiful front wing shot here as we head into the chicane of the second heavy braking zone 2, heading into the next DRS zone. DRS wing opens, but oh no, looks like he bailed on the lap. Oh wow, very interesting to see that from Ben. You don't normally see that from a guy like him too, but Phantom down on his time. Looks to be the next one on a fast lap that would cross the line. Oh, hi Dr. B, hi guys, what's going on? See Phantom here, a beautiful front wing shot of that McLaren car in the chrome livery. Golly, that is a wonderful wonderful livery that the McLaren team made last season. Here in the technical portions of Sector 3, here as he finishes his fast lap. We'll see how if he can improve his time, move himself up the ladder of the position. It's looking pretty good. Comes out, slots himself into P4 just ahead of Forrest on the Mercedes with a 1:22.747. Is that Meraki? Yes, that is Meraki. He on a cooldown lap. Formula has retired from the session though. Oh no, I don't know if something happened to him or if he just decided to retire. But he retired on track. So very interesting to see how that happens. Meraki looks to be just probably going on, and yes, now he's going to start an actual fast lap here too. I see Deathwing 2 crossing the line. He is also starting on an out lap to Fate, starting his fast lap to Ben Arnold. Is that him? No, that is Forrestal. Forrestal's on an out lap. Everybody else getting in their final laps in here. Starting their fast lap. Felix also retired too. So interesting move by the Haas drivers. But here goes Forrestal on his fast lap. Blitz seems to be following just behind too, as well as his teammate Ben Arnold. Air Nick also too has retired from the session in the pits too. Probably not thinking he can do much to improve on his time or something to that effect, but we will only see caution in Sector 2. Meraki! Oh my gosh, Meraki has spun out! Probably, oh my goodness, and has to retire on track. Oh my! Oh my gosh! You see Meraki has terminal damage. We saw that there very quickly. Oh, wow! You got a glimpse of her. Oh no, Meraki! Not able to do anything to improve on his time. But Fate here does. As we come into the final seconds. Looks to be Deathwing will be the next one to show. Can he improve? He improves up into P7. Fate here coming across the line. Will he improve on his time to make it tougher for the drivers? He does with a 1:22.415. There's a Mercedes driver right behind him, and that's Forrestal. Forrestal wanting to make a move. Maybe split the Red Bull and the McLaren, or maybe get himself above Fate on pole position. Challenging himself, coming through the final penultimate corner. Here he goes on the battery. Does he have what it takes? He does not, but slots himself into P2 right behind his teammate. Here comes Blitz coming across, able to slot himself into P4. The other Red Bull seen. Splits the Mercedes in P3 with a 1:22.528. What is Ben Arnold gonna do? Can he improve, get behind his teammate, and he takes pole! He does even better with a 1:22.343. The Haas driver, Sub-Zero with a 1:23.747. Ben Arnold coming back and able to make a statement for the Mercedes team. Doctor in chat probably is ecstatic sitting in his seat. We have Deathwing, though, the reserve driver, needing to come across the line to finish off this qualifying session. But this man right here, Ben Arnold, 07, is your pole sitter today. Fate splits the two Mercedes in P2, Forstall, and P3. That will be your top three going into this race here tonight in Abu Dhabi. Scene and Blitz round out your top five. Mersaci, unfortunate happened to him. Phantom, Sub-Zero, Deathwing, Air Nick, and Felix round out the top 11 here on the grid. Today, too, we'll get some information. Yeah, he exceeded track limits and had terminal damage. Unfortunate for Mersaci there today. Ben Arnold, Fate, Forstall, your top three. Scene, Blitz, round out your top five. Mersaci, Phantom, Sub-Zero, Deathwing, and Air Nick, round out your top 10. And Felix will start in the back of the grid here tonight. But, oh my goodness, a very interesting and very competitive qualifying session here tonight in Abu Dhabi as we wait for drivers to get their strategies and set that up. Drivers, if you can hear me, please do not ready up until at least 6:25 or until you see my message. I will send the message at 6:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just to give everybody plenty of time to make sure to get their strategies, figure that out, whatever they want to do for this race. So, and I will communicate in the paddock too for everybody. In tier 2. But chat, what do we think about this race? How are we feeling going into... Chad, who do we think? What do we think? Who do we think's gonna win? Do we have any takers in terms of what's gonna happen tonight? Lewis taking Mersaci to win it tonight, maybe make a move on the for his championship campaign as we are in the later portions of it this season. So we'll see what happens. I'll say this, but it seems to be the people want Mersaci to win tonight. So we'll see what happens here as we will start Abu Dhabi here shortly tonight. Drivers, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes until you can ready up. 2 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes. So actually 1 minute now. HP says Ben Arnold will take it this evening here tonight. So there are different perspectives, it seems to be, within our guests in the chat here tonight for Abu Dhabi in Tier 2. As I'll take a beautiful swig of my drink today, but hopefully we'll see a good amount of strategies and good amount of just some good quality racing here tonight in Abu Dhabi. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. The race, this qualifying, was very competitive. Unfortunate to what happened to Mersaci, as we saw from Fate's POV, as he quickly, you saw briefly to the side, he lost his front wing and suspension there too. I don't know if he spun or just crashed. Probably will. Maybe I'll find out more after the race, or we'll find out more after the race. But drivers, ready up. Drivers, you can ready up. The time is now 6:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will get this race started. So the message has been set in the paddock too. So drivers, make sure you ready up, and we'll get this ball rolling and get started here in the Yas Marina circuit of Abu Dhabi. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a fun race. I'm already excited and fired up for it. Here tonight, as I hear the wonderful beeps telling me that there is 10 seconds or less here. Start, here we go. The 5 red lights are on board. And away we go here at Abu Dhabi. It looks to be a decent start there from Ben Arnold too. The Red Bull Blitz dropping down the order though too. The Red Bull's able to get away. Oh my goodness, very close there too. Oh, little left tap. Oh my goodness, little contact there. The Haas is there in the back, but everybody else able to get away cleanly. Ben Arnold and Forstall quickly overtaking Fate here in the first portions, but Fate able to fight back. Blitz 2 biding his time. To Meraki right behind the edge of Blitz. The McLaren of Phantom 2 able to make some move. That's actually Seen, not Meraki. Meraki falling down the order. Deathwing overtake. Excuse me. The kick Sauber, but the two Mercedes are driving away with this right now. Fate wanting to make a move on the inside. Oh, maybe a little love tap there to by the Mercedes. Oh, keeping it clean and tight. Is the Ferrari driver leaving open up the inside. Seen able to get past. Phantom able to get past to the McLaren driver. To Blitz on the outside. A little bit. Oh my goodness. The King Sauber. Oh my gosh. So much is happening. Ben Arnold, though, able to get away from everybody out of that clean air. To Fate, though. Trying to keep it close with Forstall, too. Wants that P2 position back. As we've had a very side-by-side close action here at the start of this race. Drivers able to get away cleanly as we see strategies there listed. A medium hard strategy. Medium soft, hard strategy. I doubt that will happen. But we'll see. Oh, we see a Haas driver spin in the background. Oh, no. That is Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero spun out. They're in the final turn. Here, looking at the rest of our drivers down the grid, too. Just so my sake, I'm going to put that up there, too, so that way I can make sure I'm getting the exact driver here, too. And we'll start with tire detail here, too. Everybody on the medium tires here tonight in Abu Dhabi as of right now. Here are the position changes so far. Forstall moved up to position. Fate down 1. Phantom up 2. Blitz, Meraki down 1 position each. Nick up 2 positions. Felix down 1. Sub-Zero down 3 positions. Not a good start for the Haas team as they're sitting in the back of the grid. The McLaren looking and eyeing, but Fate 2 keeping it very close with Forstall. Trying to defend. Oh, the Red Bull. Oh, my goodness. Seeing contact with the McLaren. Almost made contact with his teammate, too, who had to make avoiding action. Forstall and Fate take a little sigh of relief as they're able to pull away and be able to fight on their own, too. Forstall wanting to defend to protect his teammate and be able to secure Mercedes with a 1-2 victory here in Abu Dhabi tonight. To Ben Arnold, the fastest man on track, to both Haas's down the order. Not a good race so far for the only American team on the grid in this game until we get the DLC when we get Cadillac. Or we'll see Scarada will be the team principal for Fate. This driver, too, has signed with Cadillac for next season, so we won't see him in the Racing Bulls uniform anymore. Meraki to overtake. It looks like a Sauber, too, of Air Nick. Spun a little bit too. Seen dropping down the order. Very unfortunate for him. But these two drivers, Forstall and Fate, are going to be battling it out, it seems. To Phantom. Oh, beautiful front wing shot of that Racing Bull car. Oh my goodness, you can see how close these two drivers are getting with that beautiful front wing shot of the V-Carb car. Fate doing his best, has DRS, but Phantom's right behind him, wanting to give Solz something to be happy about, too. Sitting in P3 and P4 are the two drivers, respectively. Forstall pulling away ever so slightly, too, but so is Ben Arnold. Ben Arnold now has a 3-second gap between him and his teammate. Right now, Phantom, though, knocking on the door. So is Blitz. Meraki has some catching up to do. We'll go to Blitz TV pod as we'll be able to see all the other drivers, too, up ahead of him. To the Ferrari driver. Oh, the McLaren, they're losing his tires just a little bit as we start lap 4 out of 29 here in Abu Dhabi. These 4 drivers are very... Oh, Phantom going wide out of turn 1. To Blitz, trying to keep it on track, too. Looks like controller-esque movements, if you ask me, from what I've seen. Right now, Fate, though, looking so freaking close on to the Mercedes, the Ferrari, and the V-Carb. DRS, wide open for all of these drivers. So will we see a move? Most likely not. Oh my goodness, the 100-meter board was just busted open there. I just saw that. I don't know what happened there. But these, ooh, how am I yawning already, dude? It's only 6:30, dude. That's kind of sad. But these 4 drivers might be the closest, might give us some good action here tonight as the rest of the grid seems to be starting to spread out. Everybody kind of running their own race. To Seen trying to defend for Murasaki so he can get back into this race and catch up with this group. 2, so he can fight for a championship campaign here today. Ben Arnold blowing away the competition right now with 4 seconds ahead. A caution, sector 3. That looks to be Nick. Nick possibly has spun out. He's able to get back up and moving, though, is the Sauber driver based off the TV map. Air Nick, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Looks like he will be heading to the pit and decides to retire from the race. 2 unfortunate result for the Sauber driver. Will find himself in P11. Oh, Fate, though! Looking on the inside, too. Maybe a little love tap between his front wing into that left rear tire of the Mercedes of Forrestal there, too. Lots of battling going on here in the early portions. Murasaki, you see there, and we'll most likely see here in the background. There he was for a brief moment, to wanting to catch up and get in this fight. But these 4 are some of the best they have. There are Blitz looking very close to onto Phantom, the McLaren. Only McLaren driver here in this race. The same for a Blitz too. So it would be very unfortunate for both Senzaka and Solz if those 2 drivers end up making a mistake that they will regret. So Fate and Forrestal, though. Fate trying to just maintain up with Forrestal too, biding his time. Forrestal does have lots of batteries. So does Blitz too. All 3 drivers. There's Ben Arnold there in the foreground. Murasaki there in the background trying to catch up his teammate, and Deathwing 2 in P7 and 8 respectively. The Haas drivers bringing up the rear though too. Sub-Zero, Felix letting his teammate go by. But these 4 looks to be where our main competition and battling. A little bit of a lockup there by a driver too. That could be very unfortunate and have some drastic consequences. Murasaki catching up to. He's within 3 seconds. Blitz. His championship rival. That looks to be Fate looking a little bit on the inside. Not going to make a move. Neither are the other remaining drivers, but look how close they are. Oh my word. All of them so close, wanting to make something happen to impress everybody and put on a show for us and watch us see some wonderful racing here tonight. But only time will tell. But Fate right now, closest one to Forrestal. Can he save his battery? Oh, goes wide. Phantom Blitz takes an opportunity here in the chicane. The 2 drivers going side by side. Phantom trying to jockey for position back from the Ferrari too. There goes Murasaki. Murasaki trying to get up at it too. Oh, the McLaren locks up, but the Ferrari leaves the space. But Blitz able to move his way up into P4. Murasaki not going to be happy about that overtake there. But Blitz now has his eyes on Fate the V-Carb. Tonight, Fate lost a little bit of time there from Forrest the last time we checked. Now 4/10 behind, less than 2. Heading into the first break, it's out of the first DRS straight here to Ben Arnold, now growing his lead to almost 5 seconds. Here in Abu Dhabi, Blitz out of DRS range of Fate. Fate looking to go on the attack, makes the move cleanly against Forrestal down the first DRS straight. Sub-Zero just struggling out there in the back of the grid too. Both Haas cars not happy with his performance. Forrestal though fighting back, retakes the position of P2 because of that DRS. Going that second DRS zone, both drivers look to be charging their battery. Forrestal has a lot more than Fate though too. Fate though trying to keep up with them. 2/10 away from the Mercedes driver. He will not attack going into this section of Sector 3 to the technical Section 2. But the Ferrari driver, a Blitz and Phantom, wanting to get back into this and fight for a podium too. as they're knocking on the door. Mersaky, too, wants to knock on the door, too, to get himself onto a podium, too, to improve his championship campaign. But we'll see. Only time will tell. But the pit window, though, definitely is open or close to being open here shortly. So will we see drivers do commit to a two-stop with a medium hard, or will we see drivers go for a medium hard strategy today in Abu Dhabi? Most likely we'll start seeing, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, y'all, that I'm yawning. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing drivers pit at the start of lap 9. After we complete this lap 8 here too. Yes, Ben Arnold dominating the competition here in Tier 2. Almost 6 seconds away from Forrestal. Forrestal doing a wonderful job trying to keep off Fate and try him to prevent him to go some ground. Caution at Sector 1 right now. Felix struggling a little bit. So Sub-Zero also in the pits too. Probably trying to change his front wing. I don't know what is going on with the Haas drivers, but very unfortunate to see that. You don't love to see that from any driver tonight. So, but this little pack, other than Ben, though, staying close together. Mersaky overtaking Phantom because Phantom goes wide as I'm yawning. Oh my goodness, almost crashes into him, but seen as a 3-second time penalty. Mersaky has to worry about one less person other than Phantom. Now slots himself into P5. His teammate behind him, Ben Arnold, decides to pit. So does Blitz deciding to pit. We'll give the tire situations Ben Arnold, Blitz, and Sub-Zero. Phantom retires. Oh my goodness. Phantom retires from this session. Unfortunate result for the McLaren driver tonight, but Scene and Mersaky, though, now looking very, very good and confident, but Fate's closest to Forrestal, and this battle here for the lead, both drivers too. Fate looking very close, looking on the inside, does not decide to attack going into the chicane portions, because most likely wanting to get some additional DRS here out of this second DRS zone. The V-Carb driver wanting to make a statement, decides to lay off the battery, goes down to 4th gear. Forrestal has lots of battery though, guys. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm yawning so much, guys, I'm so sorry. But Fate here eyeing up Forrestal. The rest of the remaining drivers who have not pitted go on the hard tires. The Haas drivers are bringing up the rears, but Blitz and Ben Arnold who have pit doing the undercut. Forrestal decides to head into the pits, leading Fate to take the lead here in Abu Dhabi. Mersaky decides to stay out to his teammate, heading into the pits as well. Deathwing to the reserve driver, slots himself into P3, and Ben Arnold in P4. Who will come out first? Blitz, will he come out ahead of the Mercedes? And it looks, oh, it's gonna be close, folks. Both drivers, and it looks to be Blitz is ahead of the Mercedes of Forrestal. Forrestal is on the better and fast on the better tires right now too. So will we see him to attack? Yes, and he does. Goes around the outside of the driver to get ahead of him, of the Ferrari, the two Mercedes drivers right now. Although they're not P1 and P2, looking like it will be with Fate. Mersaky and Deathwing are the only drivers left that still need to pit too, but Ben Arnold keeping it very close though too, and very rapid there out on track. So, but the grid though is vastly spread out here, so I wonder if we'll see any more lovely duels here. Ben Arnold getting close to Deathwing, but if I was him, I would not try and fight this because there's no reason to. But he goes through and overtakes Deathwing very cleanly as he will head to the pits. Mersaky and Fate trying to just extend on these mediums as much as they can as possible. Maybe going for the two-stop. I do not know for sure. But these two drivers are on 10-lap all mediums. Excuse me. So, but these two seem to be closest. Forrestal and Blitz here too. This battle for P4. Blitz, the Ferrari driver, who I believe is leading in the title championship line right now. So, but we shall see. Blitz, though, out of DRS range as of right now, but was able to get DRS going into this back straight. Going into the second heavy braking zone in this chicane, heading out into the second DRS zone to still get some DRS too, even though he's away by more than a second, the detection zone. Prior to the DRS, however, if you're within a second before the DRS zone approaches, you will gain DRS where that rear wing, I almost said front wing because of this season's cars, but the rear wing pops open. You can see right there that IBM in the back of the Haas car. Ben Arnold overtaken as Fate and Mercedes headed to the pits for fresher tires. There goes the Red Bull. Here comes the V car. Able to make it getaway clean. As seen, now the fastest man on track here will get ahead of his teammate and Fate, slide himself into P4. So I don't know how much more action we can get here for the remainder of this race, but Blitz and Forrestal, these two drivers, it's just a matter of if Mercedes is going to get a 1-2 or not. Blitz wants to spoil that as best as possible. So we'll sit here and we can watch this all unfold here tonight. We'll pay attention to other drivers too. We can see if Fate and Mercedes can catch up. Oh my goodness. Catch up to these two drivers, Blitz and Forrestal here tonight. So, Chad, how are we feeling about so far in this race? How are we feeling? Looks like HP's prediction most likely is going to be right, with Ben Arnold over 9 seconds away. Almost season-esque of a performance of Ben Arnold right now here in Tier 2 in Abu Dhabi. So we'll see what happens going in. See what happens if any drivers get anything. Blitz far away from Forrestal, not able to get the DRS this time, just wanting to stay close. 2, but here comes Mercedes and Fate though. Fate catching the Red Bull of Mercedes' teammates. So we'll remove the... Oh, we do not want to remove the interval. We'll go to none here. Beautiful front wing shot once again to Dr. Arnold, or Doctor talking in chat, talking about the Mercedes boys. The Mercedes boys are showing their dominance right now with a dominant 1-2 here in Abu Dhabi in the middle portions of this race. Fate wanting to get in on the action here too. I know Mercedes does as well. Part of the Red Bull family, the V-Carb and the two Red Bulls want to make and get something happen. Excuse me, but can they do it with 15 laps remaining here, essentially at the midpoint of the race? You're over halfway through the. We are over halfway through of this race, so Fate looks to be, based off these intervals, the closest, and he's closing in on Mercedes' teammate Scene tonight. So this will be a good points for Red Bull. Davis should be very happy with this for the Tier 2 standings. At least 2. Obviously, he would want better. But in terms of what has happened so far in this race, it's going to be... This may be the best he could get. So... But we'll keep an eye on Fate. I'll do my best to try and make this as entertaining as possible until we get some battle action on track. But Chat, how are we feel? How has this weekend gone for everybody? Are we enjoying our weekend, everybody? You having a good weekend? Having a wonderful weekend so far? I'm having a great weekend so far. I can tell you that. So, which I'm very excited for as well too. But a weekend where I've been just needed to relax. Work's been very just hectic and chaotic this week. So, is the best way to put it. So, it looks to be Blitz now is closing in on Forrestal, looking at the interval times. Fate's still closing in on them on Decine, so we'll keep an eye on that too. But Blitz looks to be closing in. Let me go to tire details real quickly just to look at lap tires. Okay, so Fate obviously has better tires. Fate now closer to the Red Bull now than Blitz is to Forrestal, so we'll go back to Fate here too, and we'll keep the tires up here for now just so that way everybody knows how many laps they've done and who is on fresher tires. Fate and Mersaki on the freshest tires out of the grid too, so they should be moving and grooving here and be able to sustain themselves, but the rest of the grid will probably have to do some tire saving here as we get into the latter portion of this race, or maybe we'll see drivers go for the two-stop. Here, Fate and Mersaki probably going for the one-stop since they pitted in lap 12. We'll try to make these hards last to the end. Scene does have a 3-second time penalty though, so he will drop down the order. Right now he'll just drop down into P5. Fate currently right now has P4 position locked up. If the race were to finish as is, where they are on the track, Fate will be P4. Will be good points for V-Carb. Panda will be happy as he wraps up his last season as team principal here in IRL. So we'll see what turns out on track and what happens on track. Fate's ever closing in on that DRS. Getting that DRS, 1.4. He was at 1.2 seconds away from getting some beautiful DRS from Scene. But this race will keep an eye too on Blitz. Blitz 2 seems to be catching up closely to Forrestal. Not close enough though, because Fate's getting up there too. Rocking the, I forget this livery or when this livery was dropped, but it's the cool, love the Miami V-Carb livery too, but this just kind of fits with the V-Carb style of the car with the squigglies too tonight, and I kind of like it as a V-Carb. So we shall see what happens here tonight, though, today. But this race, though, was exhilarating at first, but now kind of has gotten to a sort of standstill until we see a move here by any other driver. Fate, closest one. He is close within that 1 second DRS trait. DRS, 1.1 seconds here. So maybe we'll see some action here shortly as we head into lap 17 here in Abu Dhabi in the Yas Marina circuit. But only time will tell to see what happens here in Abu Dhabi. Fate is within that DRS range, and he will get it here today with Scene. But does he have the battery? He does not. He's charging it up. Will most likely try and make an overtake. Maybe here, heading into this chicane section. Here, Scene on 7-lap-old hards. Fate on 5-lap-old hards too. Mersaki right behind him. Fate has some extra battery now too. And he wants to stay within that DRS range to get some, to make it official that he is in P4 right now. As we head into the technical portions of Sector 3, here going through the beautiful hotel section of the track, as you see, and trying to maintain that third gear throughout that left-hander, those two left-handers there. that go underneath the Hotel Felix with a 3-second time penalty for multiple track warnings. Oh! Scene spins! Oh my! Scene just spun! Through goes Mersaki and loses it. Oh my goodness! Is there any damage? There's no damage on the car, it looks like, from what we can see here. Oh my, that is not good for him. But that left the door wide open for Fate. Can Fate chase down Blitz? Here's with 11 laps remaining here and get a podium too. And can Mersaki catch up to him to get to the conversation of a podium tonight here in Abu Dhabi? This just spiced things up. Fate now in clean air too, able to push on those fresher hards. Then the drivers ahead of him, Blitz and Ben on the same lap hold. Hards on 9, Forrestal on 8. They definitely may be feeling some effects of tire wear here soon. Looking at, yeah, Fate, there, Blitz, you see there too, those rear tires to that inside front tire of Blitz too. Same thing with Forrestal. Those hards got some tire wear. Ben Arnold, though, comfortably ahead, decides to head into the pits to get on fresher hard. So Ben Arnold going for the 2-stop here today. Will his teammate follow along? No, he does not. Blitz does not. Fate stays out on track. Ben Arnold taking a gamble, going on fresher hards with 10 laps remaining here tonight. Ben Arnold will drop down the order. There he goes. He crosses the line going underneath the circuit. Can Mersaki get out ahead of him? It looks like he comfortably will, but it may be close. And it looks like he cleanly will. Comes out ahead of Ben Arnold, who has been dominating this race. Right now, we just got a little bit of excitement here so far, but can Mersaki defend Ben Arnold off, who has been dominant in this race right now? Ben Arnold is on colder tires, makes the overtake very cleanly with the DRS on the first straight on Mersaki here, but Mersaki will get DRS here, I believe. Yes, he will. There goes the rear wing. He has lots of battery, wants to catch up, get that position back from Ben Arnold. Dude, not able to make a move is the Red Bull driver. Unfortunate for him. But here we are with 10 laps remaining here in Abu Dhabi. This top 5 are getting close, though. Ben Arnold on pitted for fresh, hard tires on the going for a 2-stop strategy. So we'll see. Forrestal has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and he decides to head to the pits, going for the 2-stop too. Not good for him. That could affect a Mercedes 1-2. Oh no, that's not looking good. We'll see what happens though, as drama is starting to unfold here in Abu Dhabi. Mersaki here has to survive with 9 laps now to go. Can he make these hard tires last and tire save and be able to possibly get onto the podium here today if Blitz decides to pit for the 2-stop to enact that? But only time will tell. But we'll keep a close eye on everybody here. These top 5 are a little bit spread out there on the grid. So we'll see Mersaki here going through the chicane here in Sector 2 at the end of the first DRS section of the track. Here comes the second DRS section. Obviously that wing will not open up because he is not within range. Ben Arnold, though, is in range of Fate, the Mercedes driver, who has been dominant in his performance here in Tier 2, wants to make a statement. There's Blitz there too. You see just ahead of them, Fate trying to maintain and catch up to him as Blitz is on the oldest amount of tires with 11 laps. But Ben knocking on the door, looking at every single opportunity that he can do. Fate maybe a little wide there too on the exit there. Blitz decides to head into the pits, so that leaves Fate into clean air to Ben Arnold. Looks on the outside, Fate defending. Ben Arnold not able to make a move, though two those drivers looking very close. We'll go with the TV pod on Ben Arnold. Ben Arnold wanting to make something happen here too. Fate defending very brilliantly. Two going on the inside, attacking is the Mercedes driver. Little contact there too, but their front wheels. And Ben Arnold overtakes for the lead. He does have DRS2. Fate will not have DRS, so this is Ben Arnold's chance to pull away a little bit. Mersaky there in the background wanting to maybe help out Fate, I don't know. But Fate will get DRS from the Mercedes, I believe. Yes, he will, going into this DRS straight. Catching the slipstream will be the V-Carb driver. You see Mersaky there in the background. These are our podium sitters right now. Unless Fate or Mersaky decide to pit. I highly doubt they will. They want this podium and they want it bad. Especially, oh, Ben Arnold goes a little wide there too. Oh my goodness, Ben Arnold going wide on track. Oh my goodness, as like everything I'm doing on my controller is changing this camera, but Ben Arnold looking a little struggling a little bit there. Doing sector 3, giving an opportunity to Fate to possibly catch up, but I know Mersaky will be happy with his result based off this qualifying, and he's ahead of Blitz, gaining points on him too. But Blitz and Deathwing did pit for medium tires. They're on faster and quicker tires. So we'll see what happens here in Abu Dhabi. But only time will tell. This got a little bit more exciting now too, as we got into the second pit window for the two-stop strategy. Here Ben Arnold sitting in P1 has had a dominant-esque performance to able to claw his way back up to the front runners of this too. Also, just to get some other action too, looks to be Forrestal and Scene 2 duking it out here for P4. The Mercedes driver side by side with the Red Bull as he makes the overtake on the outside, cleanly on the Red Bull of Mersaky's teammate. Forrestal on fresher hard tires too, wants to get back up with his teammate, maybe build a 3-second gap to get a Mercedes 1-2 as well. So Mersaky though has some time left to defend. He has 6 more laps remaining to maintain that podium. Forrestal has 6 laps to try and catch up and close the gap. And he's the fastest man on track right now too with a 1:25.391. Can he do it? But he does have that 3-second time penalty too, so he has to be cognizant of that. This driver right here, Forrestal, in order to get a Mercedes double podium right now, Fate's wanting to just maintain P2 for a good result. Mersaky, he'll take this after his qualifying session performance too, as he DNF'd, lost his suspension, and had terminal damage on his front wing too that got him out, but able to recover and able to finish ahead of Blitz, which this result may get him above Blitz in the standings. I don't know. If anybody from chat wants to confirm that for me, I'd appreciate it for my sake. So, but Forrestal here wants to try to close in the gap. He's a 1 second off of his normal usual on his fastest time. Obviously, just trying to maintain a good pace here for the final portions of this race. But Ben Arnold here too, Forrestal's teammate, has any type. Oh, losing his rears there a little bit too is the Mercedes driver, but most likely will run away with this competition on the fresher, harder tires. Fate and Mersaky just need to hang on and survive and tires save as best they could with 5 laps remaining here in Abu Dhabi Tier 2 race 2. The Red Bull driver and V-Carb driver are very good friends off track too, and are very, very fast on the track. Both are, but this will be a good result for both of them, as I know I've repeated multiple times, and I'll stop repeating myself. 2. So, but looks to be Blitz, looks to be wanting to make some action, make some movement here on the fresher medium tires on Scene, Mersaky's teammate. Scene needs to defend against this Ferrari to help his teammate out in order for Mersaky to have a better shot of maybe having a bigger gap against Blitz, the Ferrari here. Scene's going to do all he can He's going to put a little bit of pressure on the Ferrari, but the Ferrari able to make the move. Oh, but the Red Bull fighting back. The two drivers going side by side. The Ferrari Blitz makes the overtake on the Red Bull, but they're close. Seen wanting to fight back. Looked a little bit on the inside there, too, going into Sector 3 in the technical portions, but not able to maintain up there. Blitz makes an overtake as the Haas driver of Felix looks to have spun a little bit, not causing a safety car, which may have been a lifeline for Fate and Mersaky. Seen going to head into the pits right now for some softer tires, maybe to hopefully get back at the Ferrari to take away some points from Blitz. Here too, the Forrestal is 3 seconds away, less than, there you see there in the background, from the Mercedes. Seen going on soft tires, very interesting strategy, but obviously probably the best one. Oh my goodness, Ben spun, oh my gosh, there goes his gap, the opportunity that Fate has been waiting for. Oh my, Ben spun in the chicane, caused a caution. Fate, oh my, this is the moment of opportunity the Red Bull and V-Carb driver have been waiting for. Oh no, Fate within the DRS range going into Sector 3. The technical portions, we got some final last action drama here in Abu Dhabi, so stay with us here to see the end of this race. If anything will shake it up because of Ben's spin, it looks to be into the chicane at the end of the first DRS straight. Fate and Mersaky 2 on 13, now 14 lap old hard tires. So can Fate maintain his pace now? He's very close, you can see, on that Mercedes driver. His tires are twice the age of Ben Arnold's, but Ben had a spin, and Fate kept to maintain his momentum. Those tires, though, are screaming from Fate. The Mercedes driver wants to defend this position and be able to get some good quality points for the Mercedes team. Then the Silver Arrows, he has lots of battery, too. Fate doesn't have a lot either. Actually, Ben Arnold has a lot more. I don't know what I was saying. Fate gonna charge it up and hopefully try and get something. Ooh, looks very, very close. They're short there. He's within 7/10 now. Can he maintain this close position, though, on those hards? I don't know if he can, to be quite honest, but he's within 7/10 now. He's at 7/10 more than at 2 away. Forrestal, though, closing in on a Mersaky. Forrestal does have a 3-second time penalty, though, too, as we can see right here. Mind. Oh, Mersaky with a little bit of a lock up there, too, going into the chicane under the hotel. To Forrestal, very close on that Red Bull. To Mersaky trying to tire safe, but can he maintain a 3-second gap with the Mercedes driver to get a Red Bull podium for himself and to get some more points back on Blitz? Here too, 2 laps remaining. Here too, these two drivers right here, Forrestal and Mersaky. Forrestal keeping it close, though, but those tires of Forrestal's, though, look a little bit more, but probably, yeah, not as much as Mersaky's. Those tires are definitely degraded very, very quickly. You see those outside hard tires, now inside tires. It looks to be, there goes Forrestal, DRS, and on, and makes the overtake on the Red Bull. The Red Bull driver wants to fight back and will try his best, but right now, if I were him, it's just to stay within that 3-second gap between him and Forrestal, so that way he can lock himself into a podium position too and gain even more points ahead of Blitz. But Blitz, though, right behind him with less than 4 seconds separating between the Red Bull and the Ferrari driver too in lap 27 of 29 here tonight. So we shall see. He's still within a second, so he can get DRS here too. Shortly, the Red Bull driver, there's Fate there up ahead. Forrestal catching him too. As well, Mersaky. Both are equally separated of each other. Forrestal, though, gaining position on Fate, though, too. Mersaky trying to gain a little bit more back, gaining even more back than Forrestal is onto Fate. Fate trying to pull ahead. Now Forrestal is within DRS range of the V-Carb, and he will get it, but a caution in Sector 3 looks to be the Haas of Sub-Zero spinning out a little bit too. Poor performance from the Haas drivers here today. Forrestal has the DRS, not able to use not using the battery though. Looks on the inside of the V-Carb with one lap. Oh, looks to go, does not make it. Oh, almost had some contact too between the two drivers, the Mercedes and the V-Carb. Forrestal has the tires. There's Ben Arnold there in the foreground too. His teammate Forrestal makes the overtake on Fate, but does have a 3-second time penalty too. Can Mersaky and Fate stay ahead and stay within the range that they can secure a podium for both of them too? Forrestal, a 3-second time penalty too. If he can build that gap between him and Fate to be 3 seconds, that podium position is his, but it probably most likely won't, but only time will tell. Here we go. Ben Arnold will lead us into the final lap here in Abu Dhabi. Tier 2, these 4 drivers blitz there too, knocking on the door of Mersaky. We've had some wonderful battles here. We've had some good qualifying times. We've had it all here, folks. We've had dead nothingness going on, but now here we go. Forrestal had a 3-second time penalty and is now at risk of losing to Mercedes 1-2 if he cannot build a gap this lap. Right now, I believe he might have it. He's close. Very, very close. He has to at least get 1.5 seconds between both Fate and Mersaky in order greater than. Oh, Fate. He has it for Fate. He's going to stick to the back of his teammate, too, who could possibly help him out. Mersaky closing in if Forrestal decides. Mersaky has a 3-second time penalty now. Oh, no! There goes Mersaky's chances of a podium. And Blitz 2 will overtake. Oh, no! On the final lap, Mersaky shoots himself in the foot and gives Blitz a golden opportunity to get more points on the board. Oh, my! But Forrestal building that gap. It's almost at 3 seconds, too. It's going to be close. But here's your race winner. Ben Arnold wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Where will Fate finish? Fate finishes just behind him. It's a Mercedes 1-2 here in Abu Dhabi. Doctor will be happy about that. Fate couldn't hang on and try to split the Mercedes for more points for V-Carb. Blitz will slot himself P4, Mersaky P5. Scene finishes strong in a strong P6. Deathwing here coming around the penultimate corner. Solid race by him. P7, Sub-Zero will be the last person to finish here as he heads into Sector 3. Able to keep it on track for the Haas team. Able to get some points here too. This is the Haas driver. But this man here, these two drivers, Forrestal and Ben Arnold with the Mercedes 1-2 by less than a 1/10 of a second. And Forrestal squeaks out even with the 3-second time penalty ahead of Fate. Oh my goodness gracious. What a race we had here in Abu Dhabi. Yes, there goes Doctor with the Mercedes 1-2. Beautiful podium celebrations. Oh, there too going on. Ben Arnold and Forrestal there too. Race winner and driver of the day. Fastest lap by Scene and most overtakes by him. Apologize for skipping that. Had a misclick there for the podium celebrations. Ben Arnold, Forrestal, Mercedes 1-2. Fate rounds out the podium sitters. Blitz, Mersaky rounds out your top 5. Scene, Deathwing, Sub-Zero, Felix, and round out your finishers. And Phantom and Nick DNF'd in this race. We're going to get some race director information too for our wonderful admin team and steward team here tonight on stream as well. But I have been your host and commentator, Shiesty 951, And I will see you tomorrow night for our wonderful Tier 1 race as we wrap up Abu Dhabi this week. And I will see you tomorrow night for Tier 1. Have a wonderful evening.